Hanso Kindongo grew up on a mining planet in the Fringe, as far away from Unity as you could think. The daughter of a mining overseer, she gained many skills before being recruited by Councillor Laurondicus Van Dornen to expose the corruption inherent in mining contract allocation in the local sector. Freedom's Reach. The local gossip suggested that some people may have called it freedom from Unity's reach. During the course of this work, the Grattan gang started to make trouble, killing miners and destroying camps. Fired up by the agitations of the alien Lo Senon, Hanso reprogrammed some mining bots and attracted a small cadre of like-minded individuals to combat the depredations of the Grattan gang. After mistakenly killing a minor family member of the gang, it was time to leave the planet. Calling in all the favors she could, Hanso bought an unreliable merchant cruiser and headed out into the Fringe. As Hanso travelled through the empty void of Freedom's Reach, looking for a purpose, she surveyed the crew she had brought together on the Sigis Revenge. Along with herself, there was Jason Trannick, a scoundrel from a war-torn hellhole seeking adventure. There was Trey Hernan, a glory-hunting ganger from a backwoods colony. Lo Senon, the primary alien engineer, delicate, but also with a military background and a political agitator. And then there were the two bots that made up the rest of the team. KR08DX9, with his shotgun arm which could clear a room in seconds, and AZ13RPK, who had strangely developed a personality despite programming suggesting that shouldn't have been possible. After a few days of aimlessly travelling around, the Sigis Revenge was in need of refueling, and the crew in serious need of credits. Descending to the rocky world Madoc 9, our crew seek adventure. Arriving at the starport Jagan's Point, the crew separate on their own individual missions. Jason heads off to find a new patron, and finds one in the shape of a little green man working for the sector government. It seems that it will be a dangerous but lucrative mission, should it be able to be taken. Hanso takes the opportunity, now there is normal gravitational pull, to exercise and gain some experience. KR08DX9 goes off for some trading and manages to gain an instruction book, which he promptly returns to Hanso, helping her to gain more valuable experience. AZ13RPK tries to develop their newly found personality by tracking down rivals from the Durand Corporation, unfortunately unsuccessfully. Trey follows up a promising lead which seems to be highly lucrative if only we get the opportunity to come back and discuss it before heading out. And Lo Senon looks for a possible bargain and swaps one of our spare colony rifles, but only ends up gaining a small amount of credits. As the crew reconvene at the starport with the Sigis Revenge, they start to discuss Trey's promising lead, but unfortunately, at this very moment, the starport is raided by members of the Grattan gang. They've tracked us down. We'll have to defend ourselves from these hulking brutes. Hi everyone, as you could tell from that little intro, a few of us are getting into the sort of solo role-playing game called Five Parsecs From Home. So this is a science fiction game and it is designed to be solo, so a very strong narrative or role-playing game element fixed around a series of short games. And we're actually doing it, the four of us, that's myself, Hal, Ciaran and Claudio. We're all doing it separately but together. So we've got our own crews, we've got our own missions, and Ciaran has created a world for us to all play in, or a sector called Freedom's Reach. And we have designed some planets for that,
and we are all going to go and mess around on each other's planets, basically. So I think it's a nice way of us doing things currently at the moment, particularly as Ciaran and Claudio live a long way from me and Hal, so we can have a shared experience despite not being anywhere near each other, which is particularly great with all these lockdowns and things going on. So we're going to give that a good go. We have each made up a team, and we'll probably be chatting about that separately. This is my team. This is the crew of the Sigis Revenge. You can see the Sigis Revenge in the background there. Don't ask about the Sigis Revenge. No one mentions Siggy. Okay. So these are all Mantic models, either from Star Saga, Dead Zone, or Warpath. They're science fiction games, mainly because they're the ones I've got in my collection, and I really like them. So let's have a look at the actual crew. So this is my captain, Hanso Kindongo, and she is she's from a mining colony, as I said. Has a background as a special agent, so she's got that sort of mercenary sort of look to her, special ops look to her. She comes with a snooper drone as one of her kits, so here's my little snooper drone. And it doesn't actually have any in-game role, but you know, kind of cool. And then we've got the humans of the team. So the first one is Jason Tranick. So Jason is a bit of a scoundrel, really, bit of a hard fighter. Actually has a blade as well, so I've picked this model. This is actually we call it a Pathfinder model. So yep, Jason. Next we have Trey Hernan. So this is Trey. Trey is a bit more of a bruiser. He's a ganger, and he comes with a rattle gun. So that's his rattle gun there. So he's going to be my sort of suppressing sort of model in the crew. Then we move on to the non-humans. So we have Lo Sanon. Lo Sanon is what they call an engineer. So he's a type of primary alien. So in the fluff for this, there's a lot of aliens, and then there's people who get modified in different ways to become different. So I've used this Judd 1 medic model. I really like this model. And it gives that sort of ethereal sort of looking, because they're not meant to be particularly strong, but they're good with equipment. So looking forward to using that one. And then I actually rolled 2 bots. So you roll your crew randomly. You can choose to have all humans, but I rolled mine randomly. I actually got 3 bots, and I thought it was too much, so I changed one of them to a human. So my bots I have now is I've named these in such stupid ways I'll have to look them up every time as well. So I've got KR08DX9, who is he's more like combat bot, to be honest. This is a shotgun he's got here, so he should clear the rooms out very nicely. And then I've got my second one, who's just a bit more of a generic at the moment. Got a standard infantry laser. This is AZ13RPK. And again, both my bots are both very humanoid looking. I do have other robots that are a bit more robotic or drone-like, but I've decided to go with these ones first. Cool. Let's have a little look at the Sigis Revenge. So Sigis Revenge. Just come out a little bit for that. Oops, there we go. So Sigis Revenge, this is that GCPS Hornet, again from Mantic Games, and it's this compartment for storage, for instance, but I think it's a good size for a small interplanetary hopper. My Sigis Revenge is actually a ship that is a unreliable merchant cruiser, and I've painted inside the hazard strips and so on. Quite a bit of detail actually inside, but I'm picking that up particularly well. I'm obviously not going to really use this that much in game. It's more just for the fluff purposes. And that's it. That is the crew of the Sigis Revenge. Oh, I've dropped that on your head there, sorry. That is the crew of the Sigis Revenge. And obviously you'll be hearing about our exploits and all of us, how we go visiting these different planets and trying to make a few creds. And don't forget, if you like the idea of 5 Parsecs From Home, you can pick it up from Modiphius, who have just produced the 3rd edition, currently in PDF, but to be released in a hardback book in May. And it looks a really smart version. I didn't play versions 1 or 2, but I believe it's been upscaled quite significantly. Thanks very much again. Bye.